It's exciting times. Well, let's get into the Tribeca Game Spotlight again. So yeah, this one is Tribeca Film Festival. They're doing this. I think they went from Tribeca Film to like Tribeca Immersive was kind of like the next thing they started doing. And then now they've got the Tribeca Games Spotlight. Started in 2021. And it's just a nice curated list of really interesting games. They sit down and they chat with the dev teams and kind of give you insights as to what's going on, show new footage, show behind the scenes. It's just a cool time. And the games this year, really, really interesting and exciting. I won't list them out. The showcase will soon, but
I'm at 10 seconds on the timer.
Okay, yeah. See, I don't even know Sandland. We've been catching up on Demon Slayer. I think we might be like an episode back now. It's getting wacky. Oh no. And look, my 10 is like off screen. Where's your 10?
Center of the screen.
Like that?
Right, yeah, basically, yeah.
Frame perfect, bro. Frame perfect. But yeah, Tribeca Game Spotlight begins now. Yeah, let's just hop in here. One year, this was hosted by Raul Coley, bro. That was the best year, obviously.
Facts.
Don't know who it is this year, but it's not Raul, you know. All right, ready? I'll hear it. Julie's gonna IG post
Just
up.
one quick one.
IG. Yama, I didn't even know you were
On the gram.
Yama with the E3 hype moment of just
I'm here.
Yama.
The biggest
here.
reveal of E3.
Yeah, exactly. I'm back. Yeah, I'm thinking I'm back.
This is bigger than Volvi's return.
Wait a second. Is Yama Volvi? Wait a second.
Do you have one big hand
For gaming?
for gaming?
Man, if y'all missed the Devolver Direct from the other day, I'll tell you what, dude. You gotta go watch.
Go watch the YouTube video.
Yeah, go
VOD.
go watch with us. Cause it was yesterday. I have each of yesterday's showcases we have put into separate videos. The live reactions. Yeah, truly wackadoo hours.
Wackadoodle hours.
Wackadoodle. What's going on, gamer? I thought it was almost done.
It is. Let's go.
Fern on the gram over there.
It is. Let's go. Still clicking. Alrighty. Ready, Oscar?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1. Click.
Done.
9, 8, 7,
Oh. 4, 3,
3,
Two.
2,
One.
1.
You're like a half second behind us. It's fine.
That's fine.
The city is back and it's exciting.
Is that Katie Holmes?
I turned it
It's a
on.
fantastic film festival that really gets to the soul and the heart of downtown New York filmmaking.
Pacino, famous from E3.
Yo, an E3 conference with all these stars.
Games, immersive experience. We share our narratives.
Bro, that's
now
how I stand in VR.
differently.
There are so many more things that games can be.
That's right, gamers.
Ever since I was a kid, I would play video games 24/7.
Every time I wanted to relax, every time I wanted to step out of the world for a bit.
Yeah, that's the stuff
Okay,
that's
hard.
I want to see that
I'm
stuff.
like, I don't want to read a book. I want to be in
I don't want to read a
interactive
book.
adventure. I want to feel like I'm part of the story.
Meet a Julie when Julie's like, stop playing and read a book with me.
Despelote.
Despelote!
Goodbye, Volcano High.
Hey.
Strike odds?
Yeah.
A Highland Song.
This one looks really cool. You
Chants
okay?
of Senaar.
Yeah.
Nightscape.
The
Yo,
Expanse.
landscape looks cool.
The Expanse.
Welcome to Tribeca Games.
Thank you.
There was a like dent in my bottle and I was like, hyper-fixating on it, so I had to push it out.
I must have climbed the hill behind the house 100 times. I know
Love the
every
accent.
stone. But after that
Shout out
hill,
to when I developed the
there's
Scottish
another.
accent on accident.
And then another again. And after all
What?
that, then that's
It's
the
a story
sea.
for after the presentation.
And I've never been there.
A Highland Song is a narrative adventure game set in the wilds of the Scottish Highlands. You play as Moira McKinnon, a teenager on her way to the sea for the first time. But to get there, you're going to have to find your way through the wild mountains and the valleys.
Oh, they made Heaven's
You'll have
Vault
to
before?
survive
That
the
was
weather,
an interesting game, too.
And you'll learn a bit about the stories and the history of the Highlands on the way.
Inkle is an independent game studio based in the UK, and
Oh,
we
Overboard.
specialise in narrative
Overboard, I know
games,
that one.
So we
That
make
game's
games
great.
in all sorts of genres, but our main focus is on games that tell really strong stories.
Our most famous game is probably 80 Days, an adaptation
That game's
of
great
Jules
too.
Verne's classic novel.
The main hook of 80 Days is that you can go around the world any way you like. The way that Highland Song works is extremely similar to 80 Days. You start in one particular point and you can choose all sorts of different routes through the Highlands in order to reach your goal. But it also ends at a single point because you're trying to reach the lighthouse where your Uncle Hamish lives by the sea.
That's not it, bro.
Finding the right gameplay
That's too
for a
small.
game like a Highland Song can be really difficult. Gameplay is usually built around loops and patterns, but good narratives aren't made out of loops. We want to make sure that the character isn't doing anything just for the sake of gameplay, but everything the character's doing has to make sense within the narrative.
So the reason that we
Narrative
essentially
first.
created our very first
love
platforming
that
game
shot.
is that it just makes sense for the
I love
character
the-
within this
They're
scenario
going
to
down the
be
hills, the
jumping
little-
and scrambling over rocks. And it even has a rhythm action mechanic. So in many ways, it's the most gamey game that we've ever created.
Let's go.
Moira's
Love
platforming
skipping
abilities
stone.
in a Highland Song are quite realistic. She has a limited amount of time that she can climb.
I was gonna say, it's almost like
gets hurt,
2D
she
Breath of the
falls too
Wild.
far.
Like, oh,
She can rest to recover her strength. She gets affected by weather and affected by nighttime and affected by cold. A lot
It's
of
like a
our
survival
mechanics are built around
platformer.
The tension between knowing where you are and being lost.
Oh, use your
We have a
paraglider
map
there.
mechanic, which is all about that. It's about finding little pockets of knowledge, learning the names of peaks and understanding the history of the peaks to help you find your way through this world.
this is sick. Yeah, I did. This is one of those ones I had no idea
At
about.
Inkle, we've
and
always loved hand-drawn 2D illustration. We love how expressive it can be, especially for characters. Even when we made 3D games, we still had 2D characters because we loved the overall effect.
Music in this
I
game is
grew
gonna
up
go
in
hard.
Scotland. When I was a teenager, I went up into the Scottish Highlands with 3 friends and we got lost and we had to stumble through rivers and bogs. It was really quite a chilling, scary experience. My parents
Us
are
getting
art
lost in the
historians.
woods
It'd be like-
a couple years
There was
ago.
one
Be like,
painting in
I
particular
still
that they
miss
had
Greg.
I used to love as a child.
Like, oh my
It
god!
had a little ruined castle by loch and these Scots pine trees and this golden brown colour palette that was just so characteristic of the region. And so going for a really painterly aesthetic
Epic,
was a
welcome,
way
thank
to
you for the
capture
lurk.
that.
Hey,
The
Epic.
more modern take on that is the digital paintings of concept artists such as Paul Scott Canavan, who we worked with on this project. And he came up with this really beautiful way of hand painting
Yeah.
rocks and trees
really feels
and
like
grass, and then assembling
navigating through
them
one of
as a
those paintings,
huge
you know?
collage, but then all built up so that the overall effect is of a painting coming to life.
When people play a Highland Song, I really want them to come away with a strong sense of the place, the Highlands themselves. There's this tension in that place between being full of story and history and the marks left behind by people, whether that's ruined farmhouses or whether that's just the names attached to the various peaks and the stories behind those names, which often go back a very, very long way indeed.
When I first kind of conceived of the game, I tried to forget everything about what games we'd made as a studio before, what games are out there.
Made it really hard because I forgot programming.
What do I want on my Switch for me to play right now? And pretty much a Highland Song, as the way it looks and feels, popped into my head, and I can't be prouder of what we've created.
Hell yeah. That is a genuine surprise as far as teenager dinosaurs being emo together.
What was the name of the band that we chose?
Co-op is a game studio that's based originally in Montreal.
Oh shit, wasn't it? There's something with worms.
Worms, yeah, it was something with worms.
It is a cooperative.
Worm chaos
Basically,
or
that
something like
means that we
that.
make all major decisions together. We decide whether we want to work 4 days or 5 days.
Co-op, baby.
Spoiler alert, we decided to do 4 days a long time ago.
We present concepts when we are starting to put together things, and we all vote on what we think is what everybody would like to work on.
And you feel more attached to what you're making because you voted for it, you chose it.
It was really important for us to feel like this was a different space where people actually could be the voices behind the games that we make.
We are the makers of some charming, fun games like Winding Worlds and Nog, and the upcoming Goodbye Volcano High.
Goodbye Volcano High is a cinematic visual novel about
Mad Red's like,
dinosaurs in
hello?
their final year of high school. At the start of the year, they find out that a meteor is coming. And the game is about asking yourself, what would you do if you had 1 year left? Who would you be? Who would you want to love?
Don't fucking
and how would you want to
dude.
go out?
I vote yes.
I don't think this is a voting type situation.
I mean, it does kind of belong to all of us. Or it was supposed to.
It does. You did a great job.
So, what do you say, Fang?
We chose dinosaurs for Goodbye Volcano High for a couple of reasons.
Originally,
We
when we
chose dinosaurs.
presented the game to everybody else, it was meant to be a dating sim because, like, at the time, this was kind of like the hot thing to work on was dating sims. And then we were like, hold up, here's the hook. It's a dating sim with dinosaurs at the end of the world. As soon as you start talking about a meteor, even though the characters are unsure what's going to happen, you know what's going to happen.
And that was really important to us because we wanted to make something that could tap into the anxiety of our current times. And dinosaurs was a really great way to create that metaphor instantly.
As it went on and we became kind of more ambitious and more interested in making what we actually like, we were like, what if it's an anime and we tell a story that isn't necessarily so focused on dating, but really goes deep into the emotional aspects of the end of the world.
So high school already feels like it's the end of the world to most people, so it wasn't really that hard to hone in on the teen angst. It's really the hope that's tricky to encapsulate.
High school to me is all about that sweet, sweet balance of doom and hope.
Hope for the better future, hope for the dreams we chase and the ambitions we strive for. Those are things that can feel impossible to cling to, especially with something that can't be
My
stopped.
horoscope literally told me I was running out of time.
Meteor hitting you.
And communities all
There was a
across the
post from
continent
account called
reacted
The
to
Meteor
news
says,
of
"Hey,
a
everybody."
previously unknown space object this morning.
So, how do you deal with that?
It starts off very joking. They're kind of making gallows humor jokes.
In light of the whole space rock potential demise of civilization thing, my chosen theme feels off.
What's the theme?
Using this year to, make an impact?
Our characters all
That's good.
Some double down on their ambitions.
The writing
to
in this is
accomplish
so
their
good,
work
dude.
too
I'm
late.
so excited.
Others slow down and decide to savor what time they have left, regardless of what their dreams are.
We can still win Battle of the Bands, asteroid or not.
The player character
this is gonna
essentially
be-
ends up being the UI.
There you go, worm.
You end up playing
worm
as
drama was there.
Fang's inner monologue.
I think this means she's rooting for us?
Music is really important in Goodbye Volcano High, and I would actually say music is really important to our studio and all of our games. It's core to our DNA, and music is central to the identity of the people who make the game.
Yeah.
And so it is central to the
I was so
identity of the
jealous because I
game
wanted to
itself
play
and the
this
characters within
so
it.
bad. These
There's no
sequences.
performance in this game that is separate from the narrative. It
Anime
is
musical.
Essentially the same as having a scene of dialogue, but you're playing music.
Madara, if you missed this, Fern played this demo live on stream last month. And
During
good
Ludo
time.
Nevercon.
Good time.
Very recommend.
Fang is
I'm
kind of
trash at the
gearing up
rhythm
for
games,
their
though.
future as a musician.
Hence me being jealous.
And then realizing that they may not have a future anymore. So those two things are kind of clashing.
So it's getting me like in my.
I'm emo right now.
It's getting me in my like about these past few years.
Emo.
That feeling, you know, sometimes we probably felt like the world was fucking ending with COVID and.
I think every person hopes that they get to be near people they love
Felt?
and to understand
No,
them.
I
and to
know.
love them.
Those are Right things now. people
Still is, yeah.
I think that this
But I
game
feel like we're on the
really
up,
encourages people to be
emotionally
brave,
on the upswing
to
a little
be
bit.
brave and love
No,
each
I'm
other
emo.
and be there for each other.
I'm emo,
Even
bro.
when it's
Sometimes you need to
scary,
be
even when you don't
emotionally
know what's
wrecked.
gonna happen.
So true.
Goodbye.
Goodbye, Volcano High. Yeah, this one's really intriguing to me.
Yeah, and I've hardly seen anything about it too.
Traffic jam.
Bonjour, je suis Julien.
Bonjour, je suis Thomas.
Nous sommes les cofondateurs de Rundisc. Nous sommes ici pour vous parler de Chants of Senaar.
Avec Chants of Senaar, nous avons voulu proposer une aventure originale basée sur le mythe de Babel.
On a essayé de vous plonger dans la peau d'un voyageur qui débarquerait dans un pays complètement inconnu.
Tout au long de son ascension, le joueur va rencontrer 5 peuples différents. Chaque peuple a ses propres coutumes, sa propre histoire et évidemment sa propre langue.
Comme chacun de ces peuples parle des langues différentes, ça fait des siècles qu'ils ne se comprennent plus. Une partie du jeu et de l'aventure va consister à comprendre les raisons de cette division et peut-être essayer de rétablir l'harmonie dans la tour.
Yeah, so each faction it seems like has their own language, and you have to slowly piece together
On a
their
compris qu'on voulait
languages.
travailler sur les langues. On a eu cette idée
Just so
de
interesting.
s'inspirer de la tour de Babel parce que c'est un mythe qui est très puissant, qui parle des hommes qui essaient d'atteindre le ciel en construisant une gigantesque tour. Et ça a déplu aux dieux qui ont décidé de les frapper d'une
That
malédiction
mouth.
en leur faisant tous parler une langue différente.
What that mouth do?
I was gonna say it.
Ce qui est important et original dans le jeu, c'est que
No,
les
like,
langues elles sont des
literally, what
puzzles
does
en
it
soi.
do?
Pour
What's
nous,
its function
un
in
mot,
the
c'est
game?
pareil qu'un
Oh,
levier
you
ou
type
une
it
porte,
in.
une clé. On comprend des langues en résolvant des
Like you
puzzles.
just
Et résoudre des
guess.
puzzles nous permettent de comprendre des langues.
That's great.
That's scary.
I know, yeah, it's scary, but also it's kind of fun because like you can have your own little.
Chants of Senaar est avant tout un jeu d'aventure. Au-delà de
Yeah,
l'aspect
I'm all on
puzzle,
board for this.
le joueur devra explorer l'environnement, interagir avec différents personnages et participer à des scènes d'action et d'infiltration.
There's some elements.
Donc on a eu cette idée
Stealth, yeah.
de créer un héros,
There's
qui
some
serait,
elements of Golden
un
Idol
traducteur, un diplomate, un scientifique
that were
quelque
kind
part,
of in that
qui soit dans
similar
cette
way,
démarche
right?
de
Of like
réconciliation.
having to
Le
uncover
personnage lui-même
something
n'est
that
pas un
you
personnage
don't quite
violent, c'est pas un
understand.
personnage fort, c'est pas un guerrier.
So I'm really into
Il va s'en sortir, il va trouver les clés autrement que par la violence. C'est important pour nous de montrer ça, puisque quelque part, ce qu'on essaie de montrer dans le jeu, ce qu'on essaie en tout cas de dire dans le jeu, c'est que la violence n'est pas forcément le moyen de tout résoudre.
Non-violent progression.
Les inspirations artistiques du jeu, elles se trouvent principalement dans la bande dessinée européenne des années 70-80, puis plus tard, on a élargi les inspirations du jeu, on a convoqué le brutalisme, l'architecture mauresque, l'architecture indienne, et c'est ce qui nous a permis de créer ce monde un peu plus réel.
Chants of Senaar est une invitation au voyage, à la tolérance et à l'ouverture sur les autres.
D'ordinaire, les langues étrangères sont vues comme un frein. C'est d'ailleurs pour ça qu'on parle de barrière de la langue. Mais dans Chants of Senaar, ce contexte est voué à être dépassé, puisque les langues y sont à la fois l'obstacle et la solution. J'espère que vous aurez du plaisir à découvrir la tour, à résoudre ses mystères et à nous aider à réunifier ces peuples.
Et évidemment, nous avons hâte d'avoir vos retours.
We're doing it right now, so can't wait to see your reactions.
September 5th, that's soon.
September
5th. We gotta.
This one looks really
Nightscape.
Nightscape is a
from
2.5D
that
atmospheric
song hype.
adventure game where the ancient Arabian night sky loses its light.
Uh-oh.
You play as Layla, who is an astronomer who just loves to look at the night sky.
Same.
As Layla, players wield a magical astrolabe, restoring stars back to constellations in order to seek a path home. A key stellar cast member is the Goat Kid constellation. The Goat Kid decides accompanies Layla in her journey.
These days, people do not know much about constellations and the stories behind them, especially Arabic constellations.
That's cool.
So different from the Western or the Greek constellations.
Yeah.
And so we've had a big research task finding out what those constellations mean, what the backstories are, and finding out how we can turn those ideas into gameplay elements.
The importance of the sky is having this sky-ground connection. Having Layla use the constellation's abilities to solve puzzles and help with Layla in defeating enemies.
The game being 2.5D, you can actually walk into the screen. There's a lot there that allow them to make the game very cinematic.
This is a brand new experience for me, building a team from the ground up. We found an amazing level designer in Nabil and a coder in Idris. And very recently we found our technical artist in Zaki, and those three are the powerhouse of the studio.
go.
And I think it's
Hell yeah.
really genuinely amazing that we found those guys who were willing to work with us in Doha. I was very unsure about the amount of talent for making video games in the Middle East. And I think we got super lucky finding the team that we did.
For me, it all starts with a story and pictures that triggers my imagination. It triggered immediately some music in my mind. Beautiful Middle Eastern melodies to take them in, the makams, to combine them with harmonies, Western influences as well, that it comes together as a blend.
Where's Goat
In my
Kid?
mind, designing sound is a bit like playing with clay, like trying to model this clay, this sound, manipulate, edit, cut. For example, the hook shot is mostly made by a tree branch, the footstep of a scorpion walking, which is a mix of knife and stone. The voice of a scorpion is my voice, actually. And then overly processed. When the scorpion dies, that's my voice.
We're trying really hard to make the game feel magical, particularly the parts where the player is trying to figure out the puzzles.
Being in a country like the Philippines where my hometown had about zero pollution, so
let's go.
Looking at the stars was one of my hobbies, which is why Nightscape
All right, top of the
appealed to me a
list.
lot.
There's about 65 million people in the MENA region who play games, and there's a very, very sparse amount of content being developed from within. We want to push that boundary, and we want to create fun and meaningful games with the Middle East in mind.
Truly a
utilizing
fairly
its culture
universal
and rich traditions
theme,
and
too.
history to really inspire ideas for games going forward. And ultimately build a bridge towards understanding the Middle East better.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
No, there's always the issues of like Middle East orange, you know, in media, like, oh, it's the Middle East, and put an orange filter over it, and that's how it's depicted, you know. I've loved
Mexico,
seeing,
sepia.
Yeah, I've loved seeing more. Yeah, Nightscape's been hard to find ranks actually. Like stuff like even like Miss Marvel, like really showing chunks of like India and the Middle East and like all, you know, different places.
The games
you know.
industry is always absolutely convinced
Really nicely.
that we can only be this and this only until
Stray
someone
Gods,
comes
baby.
along and proves them wrong.
Stray Gods is a role-playing musical where you control the song. You play as Grace, a college dropout who's not quite sure what to do with her life.
A woman living in the modern world who
Here
encounters
comes
the
the
last
spoiler
of the
that
Greek
we
muses.
didn't say in the moment.
Calliope?
She's
Who
dead.
dies in her arms, passes on her powers.
She's immediately dead.
And Grace discovers that the Greek gods are alive and well and
Ashley
hidden
Johnson.
in the modern world.
is dead in
We
this
think that Stray
game.
Gods kind of appeals beyond just fans of video games. It's a really unique story and a unique experience.
There are so many elements that go into this game to make it special that you can attach to any one of them
I love
and have
the
an
art
incredible
style, man.
experience.
Stray Gods is what we call a role-playing musical. It's not really a genre that's ever existed before.
Good.
Say you didn't kill Calliope. You have 1 week to prove it. What do I do?
Start singing.
This is a game with
That
branching
scene was so
musical
great.
numbers
Yeah.
where the key decisions in the
Jay,
story
if you
are
missed
made
that
in musical
VOD,
numbers
chat,
that
watch
change
that
depending
too.
on your choices.
All this on our YouTube.
The way that we tackle music is one that people have never seen before. Boarding multiple
Yes,
branching
Nada.
paths that should link up to each other.
Even just the
There's
style
a lot
of
of
music.
considerations to factor in.
From what I've heard,
very
I haven't listened to the whole
complicated,
Hades
but it feels
sound.
very worth it in the end.
Perfectly fine on her own.
Yeah.
We got to work with some of the best, the most talented voice actors in the world.
Raoul!
The most
that
talented
Idina
people on
Menzel?
Broadway. Like, what more could you
No.
ask for, really?
Being able to work
Nadim
with some
Dazelle.
champions like Austin
What was
Wintry,
that?
Gator, Troy Baker.
Yeah, Nadim
Nuts.
Dazelle.
At the end of the day, it came
Yep.
down to our composer, Austin. He works some kind of dark magic, and you get it all back, and you're like, don't know how you transformed that take into this, but it's absolutely amazing.
You'll have to see. You'll have to see.
We have such incredibly complex, thoughtful characters in this game. Every single character in the game has the potential to be a favorite.
My favorite character is Eros.
I really love Aphrodite. I think she is beautiful. Oh no, that's too hard of a question.
My favorite character is, I think, Orpheus.
My king, Orpheus. He's my favorite. It used to be Hermes, but
Oh, I love
Orpheus,
that beanie.
Emo King.
The
love.
corduroy
Look at me.
beanie.
Who do you
Emo
think I
King?
am? I'm saying
Yeah, that
Medusa.
beanie was
I am the
beautiful.
#1 Medusa fan in the office. I love Medusa and I love Persephone and I adore Freddie. But my favorite.
I reckon my favorite character is Freddie.
I'm really going to go against green here. My
I like
favorite
Freddy.
character is Freddy.
That's really
Everybody's
cool.
going to say Freddy, so I thought I'd say someone else as well.
But my favorite. Oh, yeah, I'll say Freddie. But Medusa and Calliope and Persephone. Like, it's really hard. Sorry.
There is a level of belief in the studio in the themes in this game and the stories that it's trying to tell and the people it's trying to involve and the people it's trying to talk to that I haven't seen on a lot of the games that I've worked on in my career.
We've assembled this superstar group of people. It is a Voltron of game development.
Early on, Liam made a conscious effort to make sure that everyone that we hired culturally fit, but also had a conscious effort to make sure that we weren't hiring the same kind of people.
Every single person who came onto this project brought something wholly and uniquely theirs.
It's one thing to be able to hire to have diverse voices. It's also another thing to make sure that those voices are heard. It's just important for us that everyone, one, feels safe enough to share their opinion, and two, diverse enough that many opinions are shared from all sorts of walks of life.
At the end of the day, gaming is about joy, and I really like
Love
being
how much
reminded
we've
that
heard
making
that
games
this week.
can also be about joy.
Gaming and joy, you know?
Very soon.
And the main character is Laura Bailey.
Wait, Raoul is in this? I didn't even know.
Yeah, he was in the little clips earlier.
Yeah, I saw him, but I was like,
He plays
I just saw him in the...
a Minotaur.
Nice. Love Raoul.
I want to hear him sing, baby.
Oh, I'm sure. He's got a wonderful voice.
Let's go!
Me too.
Oh, love this brand new IP. Never came out
Expanse
before, right?
is an exceptional intellectual property in that it's huge and that the characters are the forefront of what they are focusing on.
What is
We're
so
my Expanse
compelling about it
fans.
is that it works in several different mediums, right? I mean, we began with the books. And then I think what was so special about the television
The
show
main
was that
character
it was
actress
almost like just another
from the
window
show too, which
of
is really
looking
cool.
in at the
That
same story.
continuation.
So what's unique about the way that we tell stories is that we give our players agency over the characters.
This is so
which
interesting, right?
basically
'Cause
means
CEO
their
of Telltale,
choices
but this is the
shape
new
the overall
Telltale.
story.
So it's like
they're actually living
so
in the story
interesting.
as opposed to just following along with it.
That was my favorite quote.
When
she
you're
saw me.
adapting a television property into a video game property, you have to think about what the fan is expecting and when they're coming into. This takes place years before the first season. We're getting to see the world through Kamina Drummer's eyes. She is a belter, somebody who's out in deep space and has grown up there, has never
Beltalora.
set foot on a planet. So her perspective
belter? Like
is
a
really different.
singer?
It's hard for me to look at these moons without thinking about the other research colonies
But did you
exploiting all
hear
the
the
resources
voice on her
them and
though?
giving nothing to the belt.
I hoped to portray her, especially at the beginning of the video game, as a little bit more vulnerable and open.
Yeah, she's like a badass by the time you see her in the show.
Events that cause her to harden.
Just like Ceres, bossing everyone around. Only this time, no
Look at
dogs
the-
can keep you on the leash. Yeah.
Like, what a jump from the old Telltale
I was gonna
games.
say that. Yeah, I was gonna say like Telltale really.
A really awesome
Arlen
character
will
like
remember
Drummer
that.
deserves to
Yeah,
have
he better.
really
He
interesting
better not
contributions
forget,
to put in
dude.
that fans have come
And
to
I'm
expect
the-
from the show.
oh.
And now it's like
Oh,
the
no.
of the Expanse, but in video games.
That's a shame.
We can do things.
You know what I really like?
Zero G.
I'm gonna vomit.
We have to think about it from what's a good.
I forget if they-
interaction medium.
I
And
think they're
changing
keeping the
that from
episodic,
what
but they're
you
gonna
may have
release
seen
them
in the
like
show slightly to
once
make
a
sure
week.
that it's something that you can grok.
So it's
immediately
not like you're waiting
and that
months
feels
in
good on
between.
the sticks, but that is also representative
Fucking
of what
dead.
you see in the show.
Yeah.
Those characters have really complex issues that they're facing regularly. And in narrative games, we want to give players these gray areas to really think, is this the answer I wanted to choose, or do I want to choose this answer? And that they both have their upsides and their downsides. And so the Expanse is perfect for that.
I could never go to space, dude.
You need to release the vault and patch him now or he
Yeah.
will die.
Whenever it's like, especially stuff like we don't even know everything on this planet, and people are like out here trying to go to space.
Can't afford to lose it.
Yup, classic
It was a
Telltale.
really interesting challenge to come at the same character in a completely different medium.
Deck 9 is a video game studio. We are known for our narrative, our characters, and our
Oh,
motion
that
capture
looks so
technology.
fun.
Stuff like that looks. I want to get in one of these rooms.
Things made of
Oh,
wire
that's
to show where a
cool.
door frame
How
might be
they
or something
get like low
that, but otherwise
grav.
it's pure imagination.
I assume you didn't come here to talk about crystals.
We
Crystal
have a new
meth.
target.
What is it this time? El Dorado?
Spotify.
The Fountain of Youth?
Spotify play
Let me
Defying
guess.
Gravity.
The Falcon Horde of Venus?
The UNN Urshanabi. Cap believes there's something valuable on board.
Her accent's
Something that
so
we are
interesting
really
in the show,
excited
too.
for
Yeah.
people to experience in the Expanse of Telltale series is the emotional performance that we're getting from our actors that comes through with our technology and from our animators that really bring out the personality in these characters.
I work for you, but you don't own me.
Believe me, I'm well aware.
Pointy you.
Just want to make sure you're not having second thoughts about our deal.
Oh, come on. We're equal partners. We pay the crew, the costs, and the overhead.
The rest is 50-50. You and me.
I mean, that's the joy and the beauty of a job like this, is that I get to play.
We're hoping that you form these bonds with
like,
these characters.
some people say, like,
and that
actors,
they are something that you
like must hate
carry
doing
with
like
you
green
after you're
screen
done
acting and all
playing
this.
the game.
I
You're
don't
thinking about
know.
it later. That, to
I
me,
think
is
that
always
would
a
be
testament
so
of
cool.
Good storytelling.
Like
is, am I
you're
thinking about
fully
it long
having
after
to
I
be in the
experience
character.
game
You know what I mean? Like I get it, but like I think it would bring you back to theater. You know what I mean? Like
I want to do a mocap for a game so bad.
this game looks so cool.
Despelote.
I am Julian Cordero, and I'm the lead developer and programmer in Despelote.
That's what's so. That's like a famous story.
Despelote
Rinks,
is
but
a
like,
game
I
about
just
soccer,
never get it.
and it's a slice of life adventure game set
Like, I get
in
it, but I don't.
2001,
Anyways, Despelote.
when Ecuador was really close to qualifying to the World Cup for the first time. Everybody was incredibly excited about this moment, and you see it through
I
the
don't
eyes
have
of an
my
8-year-old
water.
kid kicking a ball around with your friends in the park.
¿Vamos a jugar?
Oh, I love that. Like
When I
some of
was
the
growing up,
ambient
I
discussions
played a lot of
happening.
soccer. In Ecuador, the culture of soccer is very big, and if you're a boy and you're not playing soccer, it's like hard to make friends. A lot of like my best friends I made were through playing soccer.
I just
But
hope
then
I
when
don't have to
moved the
relive my
US,
soccer
I
trauma.
wasn't really watching or playing soccer for a few years. That sort of made me like take a step back from it. I sort of like realized this, and I was like, oh, like this had such a big role in my life. I wanted to make this game to sort of like figure out what it was that was really interesting about soccer growing up. When I started making the game, the first thing I focused on was this like relationship with the ball, and like making the ball like this physical object that you're kicking around. More than like creating like a soccer match, I knew that I wanted to just like your relationship with the ball and like how that sort of then relates to your environment.
Me and the ball.
Immediately was thinking, okay, what should it look like?
Life.
Ball's life. Oh no!
There was this artist and musician, Sebastian.
Ball's life.
I really liked his work.
My name is Sebastián Balbuena, and I am in charge of the art in Despelote. That includes 2D
So jealous
animation,
of
3D modeling,
Sebastián's
and
hair.
also the music. This is actually the first video game I have
pretty
ever
nice.
worked in.
I knew the game was going to be in 3D because I wanted the game to be like feel very physical and this like the physical connection with the ball.
We wanted to find a graphic style that could communicate emotions.
keep
And we
your
found
ball
that
out of my
the
field.
2D hand-drawn animation was the best way to do that.
Was this
We
in his
developed
dreams?
like the art style sort of
I like
around
the idea.
his previous work and his style. Sort of feels very nostalgic to us to have these like backgrounds with this like very grainy aesthetic. That was just very important to have that dynamic. The background being so noisy, the characters being so
There's a game that
like
looks
hand-drawn
like
and like
this.
so clean. As soon as like I was like, okay, well, what's the setting for this game?
It's called
Like the only
Despelote.
really idea I had was like where I have played soccer in my life, which is in Quito. That's
Oh,
where the
Rinks,
game
I'm sorry.
sort of had to be set. It became really important for us to like capture Quito in a way that was like very true to us. So we're using a lot of pictures, and the buildings are all real buildings.
Some of the
Are you
voices
thinking of
are
that
from
one where you
people
like
that
jump
we
through
knew.
shadows?
We wanted to
No,
have the
it's a
same
visual novel.
feeling that you get when you
Oh,
listen
Hotel
to
Dusk.
people's conversation in the street.
Maybe? No.
Yes.
No, it's very,
So
very
that's
indie
why
on
we
the
went
PC.
with the improvisation
Don't
for
remember
the
what it's
dialogue.
It's all improvised, really. We like approached a lot of friends and family in Ecuador. The parents are played
That's
by
cool.
my own parents.
Yo!
So there's an interesting dynamic
Parents played by
happening there
parents.
as you run around as a kid.
That's
the scene
so
we said
interesting.
It's 2001. Ecuador is just coming out of this big economic crisis.
I guess it's not
and
so
there's
so
this
similar.
idea we can
Called We Know
qualify
the
to
Devil.
World Cup, and that's like really
Oh.
exciting. And
yeah,
it's been
we
great because I think
heard
it's
that.
bringing in
Not
a
on
lot
stream,
of this
but-
like sort of communal
It's good.
understanding of the moment. So my parents aren't really big soccer people, but the excitement of qualifying to the World Cup was so big that even they were really excited about it.
Oiga, ya está jugando el Ecuador, vamos a ver. Todo el mundo está hablando de que...
I like the. I love the idea of
Capturing this moment in time
literally
was
your
important
parents
because
playing
I
the
think
parents.
for my
like-
generation, the first time we qualified to the World Cup, it sort of meant like, oh, Ecuador is a tiny little country, but all of a sudden we were like in the world stage and we were like playing against Italy and like we were like in the big newspapers, and that felt like a really big thing. Pelota in Spanish means ball, and despelote is sort of a saying that people have. Is like esto está hecho un despelote, is like this is a mess. So it's sort of like a play on words, like ball and like mess. We're growing up with this idea of si
Ball
se
mess.
puede, which is what the people chant to
Ball's
the soccer
mess.
team.
Summer ball mess.
Which means, yeah, we can do it. Si se puede and si se pudo, like we can do it and we already did it. Like that's not something my parents were able to like grow up with. People like grasp onto it so much, and I think it like really gave a lot of people so much hope. And I think for me, like that being like one of my earliest memories, it sort of made me grow up thinking like, oh yeah, like yes, we can. I hope that people really enjoy just running
I'm
around
hyped.
in Quito. I think
You can
we
like fuck
built
around,
it in
like
a
kick
way
the
that
ball
is
into people, you
based
know.
on a lot
and-
of our memories.
Hombre,
Instead of like trying to
pateo.
recreate it directly one-to-one, it's more of like a fuzzy memory, and I hope that
Bro, ball
feels
is
very
prank.
like transportive for people.
Just
and
like, hey, if you don't
people
give that back, I'm gonna
experience
kick you.
what this moment in time in Ecuador was, and how I felt through that time.
I love the idea that it was all improvised, because like if you script something for people that aren't actors, right, it doesn't come off as great. But if it's just literally like, okay, this is what we're trying to do in the scene, you know, then they can just riff and remember what they said to you as a kid when you were being a little dork, you know. Wow, that's so synchronized. Oh, Elizabeth Olsen, why? Wait, what's Elizabeth Olsen in the special thanks?
I don't know.
Yeah, that was great.
Funded all of this, bro.
I'd say probably. I mean, kind of funny. No. Oh my
Too late.
gosh.
They got you, dude.
Why did
They
give me? Hey.
They freaking got you.
That was a good showcase as well. Again, it's games we are mostly knew about. There's like the Nightscape, And Chants of Senaar, I think we'd seen a few times, but it's fairly still pretty new. God, it's still light out.
Yeah, it's 7:45.
Wild.
What the hell?
It's summer, bro.
Highland Song. Yeah, just a really fun little show. I don't know. I was just absorbing all those games because each one is pretty hype. I know, obviously, you know, our indie narrative hype over here. Was there something that got you hype over here, Oscar?
Let's see. I'm trying to think of what we saw.
We had the Highland Song, which was like the Scottish Highland.
Yeah, Highland Song, Chants of Senaar, was it?
Yeah.
That one was really nice. Nightscape. What else did we see?
Volcano High.
Volcano High.
Volcano High is gonna be one I want to watch.
Yeah,
that's a getting cozy. Watch Fern play it.
Honestly, Expanse was so exciting to me because, it's gonna be so interesting, right? This is new era of Telltale games, but they're clearly still trying to lean into what was there in the past. You know, they still have the same kind of decisions. You still got the blah blah blah. Well, remember this, like the core kind of game design concepts are still there, but it's different, right? Like even the decision having this just a clear two boxes, like even that's just a different way that they normally would do it, where before it would be like you literally characters like looking back and forth between the two things that they're choosing, you know. So it's just interesting to see some of the changes and decisions. Obviously, like I said, I think the release is going to be different for that, so it's just really interesting to see that. And then see because that is a direct translation of something that did have like a TV show, you know, where a lot of their games were based on comics or based on, you know, so like this, and then having that continuation of the actress playing the role in the game that from the show is cool. Yeah, that was really cool. And then I really, my two big highlights though are probably the opener and the ender, actually. Despelote, just the idea of it all being improv, the idea of just running around with your ball and just seeing what you see as you know, just go around and obviously I have that connection to the sports thing. It's not nearly on the same level, right? Of literally this country that hasn't been on the world stage, going to the world stage, but these recent years, right? The San Diego Padres, my entire life, have been a terrible, miserable team. And sadly, they have been this year. But the last few years have been like this team going to the national stage, going to the top and like showing off what they can do. And so that's been really cool to see them, you know, start to thrive some more and stuff. So I can relate to that feeling and feeling that in the, like, you know, that buzz in the streets, you know what I mean? Like that like just walking around with your ball and like hearing people like, oh man, did you catch that last goal? You know, like I used to love that when you, after a big game, football or baseball, you just walk around and that buzz, like everyone's kind of feeling it, you know, and everyone's like, you kind of walk up someone wearing a jersey, give them a nod, like good game, you know, like, oh, I just love that feeling. And so like to embody that in a game is so interesting because it's unique, you know. They're confusing to taste.
What are?
I'm trying to understand.
Tell us more.
But yeah, that was just what? What is happening?
Volvi deserved it.
You went and watched the Volvi show.
Oh my god.
Oh, they're confusing to taste the cereal. They're like,
oh my god.
Kids try to figure out what it is, and then it's like, and then they're like, It's confusing to taste.
I don't even remember that line.
I remember that now.
Just to come back
Just a
out of
random-
nowhere with they're confusing to
Oh,
taste.
buddy.
Oh my god, Yama. How did you not lose your mind? Especially watching our VOD, so it's us talking over Devolver while we're also talking over here over another. Oh my god.
Bro, take it slow. It's okay. You got time.
Devolver was so good, yeah. So yeah, I mean, again, low key, like it's not like deep. They did the deep dive, right? We don't even have to. Like that's the thing with the other showcases, right? Where we had to kind of wanted to go and like, hey, I know you saw that 1 minute trailer. Like here, we looked up some stuff. Like here's some information about the game. It was so cool. Today, you don't really have to do that. They kind of did that for us, and so you know, it's a little more of a low key. Just watch along, hang out with the community. But we're right back to the chaos tomorrow because let's go over all this stuff that Yama is catching up on over here on a VGG. You'll notice, I don't know if anyone's caught this, the pinned post is now the Not E3 VGG gaming mess, where before it was our game of the year announcement still. It was time. It was time to let that thing go rest. And now we got our showcase schedule here. So if we go into this, we can see we are. Oh no, we're not going to go over. We're not going over old stuff right now, Rinks. We're just going to look at the schedule ahead and everything. We're not going backwards. Don't worry.
What's
Rinks.
going on next?
So tomorrow, starting at 8 a.m., baby. Woo! Are you ready, Fish? You ready for that?
Listen, we're up at like 6, 7 in the morning every day, so this is no big deal for us.
Bro, wake us up, please.
I wish. Gamers, I mean, are you?
Wake up call.
Oh, genuinely, are you ready there, gamers? It's gonna be interesting. But 8 a.m. Future of Play. That is the really cool Toonami inspired showcase where they have a digital host, and they have like they have really niche stuff there. My weekend sleep-ins, no.
I'm sorry.
They have like where Gorilla kind of covers so much that there are like really interesting niche games that sneak in there. Like Future of Play, they only have so many games, and they, like I said, there's some niche stuff, really interesting niche stuff. But here's the thing, chat. If you're like not wanting to wake up at 8 a.m., you might as well, because at 9 a.m. is one of the hypest events for us every year. The Wholesome Direct 2023. This year, they've added a new host, Gab Smolders. Oh, you got it. Oh, Rinks, we got to have you till 2 a.m. or something. You got to hang out with us. Gab Smolders, a great YouTuber, is going to be one of the co-hosts for Wholesome Direct, and alongside their usuals, whose names I don't have off the top of my head. I just know. Oh, one of them is the TikTok creator Cozy Games, right? Is what they go under.
Yeah.
It's gonna be one of the hosts. So that's
Cozy K, I think maybe.
Gonna be really good. It's 70 plus games in 1 hour. Like, we're gonna have to do our recap the way we've been doing it. Like that's what I'm saying. We can't do what we did today, where we just kind of kick back and watch some fun shows. We're back on the grind tomorrow.
Breakneck speed.
Get
the frog counter ready.
Yeah, get that frog counter ready. Rev it up. Warm it up. Because, yeah, Wholesome 70 plus Future of Play, that's usually like 10 to 15. And then Future Games Show, that's like an hour and a half long showcase as well. And they usually bring some heat because Future Game Show, sponsored by and presented by Games Radar, another site, Future, which is a label that publishes a bunch of different things. They kind of inhabit that space between indies and like AA and partial AAA, like almost all the way to AAA. You know, they cover the range, and so that's gonna have some interesting reveals because you know that space is slightly disappearing in some ways, and so it's gonna be interesting to see. And it's gonna be hosted by Yuri Lowenthal, And who's the other host? Is it Laura Bailey? My brain is saying Laura Bailey, but I feel like she did it in past years. Yuri Lowenthal, of course, is Spider-Man. Just look
which
up
one?
Future Game Show. In the PlayStation games. That's not it. It's like another one after.
Here?
No, the top. That one. Yeah, and that's gonna be a good time. It's Peter and MJ. So yeah, it is Laura Bailey. Laura Bailey's MJ. How did I not remember that? She's MJ in that game. So super exciting, and so that's tomorrow, and that'll go from like 8 a.m. again to like 12 or 1 ish, and then we'll have a nice little rest before we game all night, and then not even all night. We can't, because on Sunday. The genuinely, okay, I don't like to overstate. I don't like to. This might be the most important showcase that Xbox has put on in a long, long time, because they've had some missteps, and they are losing ground every day in the between Xbox and PS5, market share. Their Game Pass is great, but it's caused some interesting, feelings about their library, and they need to come and show that, the old meme way back in the day is now reversed. The old meme back in the day, and Oscar will remember this, PlayStation ain't got no games.
Yeah, PS3 has no games, only movies.
And it's kind of become the reverse, where Xbox doesn't really have a lineup of first-party games that people are excited about. Halo's fallen off. The first-party games that are coming out, like Redfall, are deeply disappointing.
Ratioed.
And so we're at this point now where they really have to put up or shut up, and it's gonna be really, really interesting to show what they see what they show, because Xbox actually does put on good shows. The last few years, Xbox show is up there in the in the rankings. Xbox Showcase is pretty interesting. They mix in indies. They really do commit to the games all the time. They'll have a few moments. They had Keanu come out, and that was of course iconic, right? Like, no, you're beautiful. Like, you have those moments. But they put on good shows.
And we just love Phil Spencer. Phil Spencer's a likable guy. Yeah, he's a likable guy.
Did you actually hear the shots fired? I was telling Julie about this the other day. Just like after day one, after Guerrilla Collective, Aaron Greenberg, one of the top people at Xbox, said everything that you see from our first party studios will be either in-engine or actual gameplay. You will not be seeing cinematic trailers. And that was one of the major issues over at the PlayStation Showcase, that people had a lot of commentary about, that it was a lot of CGI trailers. So for them to make that statement of, no, we are going to commit to giving you, gameplay and in-engine stuff that you can, really comprehend and like process. That's really interesting, and I don't know, it's just going to be a really interesting show. And then immediately after the Xbox Game Showcase,
Todd Howard.
Yeah, another really interesting show, which is the Starfield Direct, and like an hour long of just pure Starfield. The next game from Bethesda itself as a developer, because they publish a lot now, so it's hard. Sometimes you have to like figure out, but it's their next Skyrim, but it's sci-fi basically, and so we haven't seen a lot about that game. We've heard a lot about it. We've seen, some minor details here and there, but this is going to be the full big breakdown. And Fish and I have been saying it all week. Like, we love Bethesda RPGs, and it's been so long since I've been able to sink into one of those games. And Starfield has a setting I love, which is a sci-fi setting. I'm so excited for that. And yeah, that's just going to be a really interesting full-on breakdown. Cannot wait to see what Todd has. Do you see that planet over there? You can go to it. There was
15 years ago now. See that mountain over there? You can climb it.
There was a leak from their ratings, the ratings board. Like, you know how they have to assign. I think it got an M. There was
Ayo.
there was a leak of some weird pillow talk that happens at some point in the game, because you can. It's a Bethesda game. You can get your freak on.
little smoochies in there, bed smoochies.
It's a lot of like, all right, let's do this, honey. Fade to black.
Yeah.
Come back and it's the next day or whatever, and like that was fun.
Yeah.
and the leaked little dialogue was something about like, next time let's try it without the jetpack.
Oh.
So that I'm deeply interested in what Starfield looks like. Can't wait for that.
Spacesuit stays on.
Yeah, and so we have no real sense as to when that'll happen, because it's just after the Xbox showcase. I'm assuming Xbox showcase about 1 to 2 hours, and then hour-long Starfield, which will lead directly into the PC gaming show, which is always, again, another just well put together showcase. So that's a great day. Sunday is going to be a really great day. Hosted by day 9?
Day 9?
I was going to say 5 for a long time.
I thought you were going to say Dane Cook. I was like, what?
Day 9 and a few other, they have like a few other kind of regular hosts, and I feel like did they ditch they usually have like a sketch vibe to it, right? Where they have like a theme to it, where they're like fighting some robots one year and something. I feel like last year they just ditched it. They didn't have a sketch. So I'm curious to see what that looks like. And again, PC Gaming Show has it's a really interesting one, because it has like, sometimes it's just like hardware. It'll be like, here's the next video card, you know? And so you're like, okay. And it sometimes is like, okay, that's interesting, you know, as to, you know, where that space is headed.
I don't know, PC nerds out there, I don't know if you guys have seen the wireless GPUs.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
Bro, I am so excited for that shit.
There's totally, and then they usually always have, every year, they always have some really wild build that they're giving away by the end of the show. Like, I think last year they had a Terra Nil inspired one, wasn't it? It was nature based themed. So, yeah. And they look beautiful, and they're like obviously decked out with the highest. Yeah, so the PC gaming show is just like a fun, goofy time. It's a little more low key. It's slower paced.
Quick shout out to Fractal Design. Speaking of the like Terra Nil stuff, they put out a line of cases that's very like nature themed. So it's like, you know, the wood grain with like the green accents and stuff. So I was looking at them, I was like, kind of want one of them, because they look real fit in. It's not just like RGB lights. It's just kind of low key, you know, just looks like a potted plant.
Hell yeah. And then so that's Saturday and Sunday. And again, yes, the PC Gaming Show, that's going to be it's 3 events, but that's going to be a long day, because Xbox is like, again, 2 hours. Starfield will be an hour. And PC Gaming Show, like I said, they kind of take their time with it. That ends up being like a 2, 3, almost sometimes 3 hours. I feel like, I don't know, maybe I'm overestimating, but that ends up being a longer show. And then to wrap it all up on Monday's going to be weird, because we're going to probably have 3 separate streams that day. But Monday, starting at 10 a.m., we have the Ubisoft Forward, where we're going to see the new Assassin's Creed. We're going to see the new Prince of Persia, probably. We're going to see...
They just skipped over. Like, you saw Prince of Persia on day 1 or day 2.
We're going to see the reveal of... Skull and Bones for the 5th time, and we're gonna see the Avatar game. Hey, who was it? Did I show you?
I think it was me. Yeah,
it looked cool.
It looked pretty good. I'm gonna claim it right now. We're gonna see a Rayman, some sort of
Rayman. Is it gonna be the tactical Rayman Raving Rabbids, where he's not even in it?
I'm talking about mainline Rayman.
Okay. Yeah, because that's the thing. I was fascinated that they showed the Prince of Persia game at the Summer Game Fest. They actually do that a lot. They'll show a game there, and then they'll show more at their show. But I'm kind of hoping they do have some sneaky things up their pockets, because Ubisoft has also been a little quiet. They've kind of just put out some Assassin's Creeds Assassin's
I'm
Creed
hoping for like a
event.
Division 3. Like a Division 3 announcement, I would lose my mind over.
So we'll see what they got. Capcom Showcase, I think, is going to be pretty straightforward. They've already announced it's going to be... There's some stuff they held back, but they said like Exoprimal, you know, some Resident Evil 4 stuff and some other stuff. So Street Fighter stuff, you know, like it's going to be a lot, some familiar stuff, but I'm hoping they got a sneaky little reveal in there too, because they got some properties that I've been waiting to hear about, including people are freaking out hoping the rumor and the vibe Monster Hunter World 2 is
pretty
something
nutty.
People
I know Yamatsu and Cat and the little Monster Hunter freaks.
Monhoon. And then, yeah, like I said, so yeah, Ubisoft Forward is going to be like hour and a half, and then we're going to take a break, I guess, and go off stream, because what are we going to do? We're going to sit here till 3 p.m. And then 3 p.m. is the Capcom Showcase. That's going to be like, I think, 40 minutes. I think they already confirmed, like something like that. So then we'll, you know, decompress after that, take another break. And then at 6 p.m., to wrap up the whole week, we will recap just everything, talk about some of our highlights, talk about how we feel about everything. And I'm springing this on you both right now here in the moment. We are going to award one game each.
Ooh.
Our best of not E3.
Okay. Mine's already here.
Oh, already. Hey, there's more shows. What if there's something else?
I don't need it.
So
I don't need it.
I was even thinking this again. I'm springing this on everyone. I was even thinking of trying to see if it would probably be too fast of getting like one of our artist friends to like do little chibi versions of us and then like VGG above, and it says best of not E3 or, you know, just so we can like even put that on socials, being like, you know, hey, boy, here you go. Here's your badge, best of not E3.
You know what, though? I want everyone else to come with theirs, too.
Yeah, chat, start thinking.
Go watch the recaps, go watch the events, and start thinking.
Yeah, again.
I want to know what Mad Rut's got.
Hold my tablet pen says, okay, look, I didn't want to just outright ask, okay? But.
Get my my look from day 2.
He's like, I got a specific.
My Max Payne.
Yeah, I'm envisioning like a little badge, right? Face, and maybe like we're holding, and then we could put like the box art, you know, we could figure out, and then VGG on the top, like the top arc, and then not E3, best of not E3 at the bottom arc, you know? That's my vision, that's my brain. Anyway.
DM me. We'll talk.
Yeah, we'll be back. Again, keep an eye on the site every day. We are screen caps of desired look. Okay, Oscar, can you get yours squared away, and then we'll.
It's fine. Doesn't matter. It's a meme. It's all memes.
No, I'm getting you a screen cap. Fuck you. Yeah, it's a fun time. Again, we put out recaps every day of everything we've got going on. I think today we're splitting it up. Fern's getting in on the writing because I've been writing so much. So I'm going to be writing about the accessibility showcase, and Fern's going to write about Tribeca. So keep an eye out for that. Coming out probably by tomorrow, because it's just too hard to write a full article, edit it, and get it up before we have to go to bed. Because again, we have to be up at 8 a.m. tomorrow. So if not, well, earlier, really.
Yeah, much earlier.
But yeah, very exciting. Hope did you guys have fun today? Again, this was a slightly different one.
Who had fun? Raise your hand.
Everybody, come on, raise your hands.
Please clap. I had fun.
Please clap.
Let me know. Are we doing good, chat? I don't know. Am I good at a hosting? Oscar?
Can you cook banana?
Look at the crowd's going wild.
Whoa.
Oh my god.
I'm
good.
Honestly, we were joking about. Were we on mic at the time when we were saying this? I don't even remember. But like, honestly, Yama's return is like genuinely one of the hyper reveals.
Yeah, man.
Of the week. Let's go. Like, I'm genuinely so excited to have Yama back for this last batch of days. So
I'm gonna give my Best of Naughty 3 award to Yama.
Yama's return.
Yama.
The return of Yama. All right, let's see who we might want to raid. Yeah, we are done for the
I
day.
saw friends of the stream went on live earlier.
Yeah.
Those worms.
Well, they're playing. They're playing 2 people, 1 controller. Okay, that's
Oh
fascinating.
god.
And they're playing Twilight Princess.
The one Zelda
can't
game
control
I never
people.
played.
How are they doing this? They look like they're not holding 1 controller. How they?
They honestly look confused as to what's going
They
on.
both look past the controller.
Oh yeah, passing it.
And they have a timer. Okay.
Yeah. We saw Epic doing that recently too.
Yeah. Let me get a little message together.
Oh, they have merch now?
I know.
That's pretty nice.
I didn't know that.
What do you think? What do you think? How's this one? Video games are good and we're rating to show it. What do you think?
Yeah.
Little fun one, little fun one.
Gorgeous.
Copy that. And if you do not have a sub, just copy the words, I guess. I need to give I need to establish those commands. The little sub raid and the
That
non-sub
would be
raid.
great.
That'd be nice. There's a lot of things. We do so much, okay? We do so much. If I was a dedicated streamer, this stream would be so much better, but
Listen,
we're
we're just a little guy.
We're just innocent men. So let's go and raid Ultramelon here. Remember, chat, start thinking up your game of the show. You only have a couple days left. Oh wait,
And you can't say Mortal Kombat 1.
Wait. Fuck, we can't do that message. The flag, I forgot, is a follower emote.
I was gonna
Oh
ask.
no.
I was gonna ask if it was, but then I tried to look and it didn't seem like it.
You know what? We're doing a pure emoji one. Ready?
Pure emoji.
We're gonna go in there like true boomers.
Okay. I can't even get the emoji screen to go away now. Okay, then I grab the message. Hold on. Oh no, this is even more broken. Oh, you can? I don't.
Maybe that's what that message was saying.
Bro, I don't even know anymore. Okay, we're keeping the original. Fuck it. All right, gamers.
All right, let's do it. Let's find out what happens.
Let me get mine sent again so I have it ready to go. We'll see what happens. If it looks silly, it looks silly. Hey, we are VGG, and we are not perfect, and that's what makes us cool as heck. So let's get the raid going. And remember, we've already had a few Philistry times, but whenever you come with us on raids, you get extra channel points, all kinds of goodies. So don't miss out on your chance for extra channel points. You know what I mean?
And we do owe another one to Fish, so we'll get that tomorrow.
Fish is still going. He's going with his it's all goo. It's all goo. I don't understand how this tastes. It's all goo. That's my Yama impression today. All right, gamers. Fun time. Short one today, which is nice, but also it's late in the day, so I still feel like the same as I have this whole week. So
CP.
CP. And I gotta go right.
Yup.
So.
Me too this time. Solid.
I gotta go finish the Liza P demo.
Oh,
that game's hard.
Freaking jealous.
P
Dude.
powers are stored in the P organ, I heard, is a meme that people have been. That's like one of the tool tips you get. P powers are stored in the P organ.
It's true. It sounds scientifically accurate to me.
All right, gamers, let's go raid the melons. Good to see you. Everybody say goodbye.
Goodbye, friend.
Goodbye.
There you go.